Hello and welcome back to this Rule the Waves stream playthrough. Yeah, we just finished a series of battles with the French, one big one. We even got a couple of battleships, some cruisers, and some short and rather inconclusive actions. And we have now been at war for 12 months. Italy is still in the war, but isn't doing much. But we can see that now in August 1899, the entire French fleet is taking a little trip to the Med. So for once we are not blockaded, but we are blockading the French. Now they shouldn't, I don't think this is enough to be blockaded. I'm not entirely sure. The Med says 110% enemy strength. France is 360. So you'd have to have 36 more. And Italy is 390, so not enough. Very easy to blockade in this game, but not that easy. Our unrest went up to 3 again, but yeah, the blockade has lifted, and the longer this goes on, the stronger we get. Ships under construction. In just a few months, we will have, in 3 months, most of this will be done, and we will have a much more powerful battle fleet. Not gonna say we are invincible, but we are getting stronger and stronger. And whatever the French are building, I don't think this is turning out favorably for them. Although if you look at the almanac, France still has quite a bit more money than we do. We are the third strongest economy right now, but we are still 100,000 behind France. And France still has a significantly more powerful navy than we do. Soon we will have 2 battle squadrons that I do not think they can properly match. Their fastest battleships are 18 knots, but I'm betting they do not have reliable engines, so they cannot outrun us in the long term, and some of my battleships are even speed 19. The new ones are overweight instead, but I don't think that affects their speed. So this building some new ones, and this 15,000 tonner could be interesting, but I don't think it will be ready for a while yet. You see, estimated completion date is in 1900 and 1901. I'm not very concerned about them. And also they're not really equipped with a lot of weapons, so they maybe hard, well armored, but they are slow and they don't have enough guns for me to worry about too much. These cruisers, 1889, these are very old now. They are probably slowed down, maybe a little bit because of age as well. No, we're not really seeing that yet. That's a function of time. The engines get worn out and so forth. And these are mostly very light, heavy cruisers. And their light cruisers are also relatively light. So they have the numbers, but we have the qualitative edge. It's better to just chip away at him and not lose ships, especially since we have the cautious trait, and unrest will go up if we lose significant capital ships. We don't want that. He's built quite a few destroyers, but they haven't done a lot of good deeds thus far. I think they are doing good damage against my destroyers with all their little 2-inch guns. We haven't bothered with those. Yeah. So I think we have the measure of its fleet. And the economy is pretty good as well. Our dock size, I had a quick look, is competitive. Great Britain is 20, US is 20, 19, 18. We can expand it a little bit soon, but we're not really lagging behind. We haven't wasted money on anything. We're happy with that. Building some new destroyers as well to sort of round out our losses, fill out our losses. Yeah, but we really should get going on those new designs. We cannot really postpone it any longer. We are almost 3,000 in plus, and in a few months we will be like 10,000 in plus, and then suddenly we will have more funds than we should have, because the Reichstag will then take away our money because we are swimming in money that we are not using. So we will use Beowulf 2 as a template. I cannot go any higher on the wing mounts, and I have developed no other guns, so I suppose we could maybe call this Beowulf 2, or we could call it the Wotan with Odin, Wotan, or yeah, I've seen many different ways of spelling that. In a sense, this makes me very sad, because this style of warship isn't really going anywhere, and I would have really liked to have a -1 gun by now. Been 10 years, but still no luck. We could just do this and something. I'm not sure. I don't think I can put more heavy guns on it. Too many secondary guns. So as you can see, it's sort of an evolutionary dead end. I can make the armor heavier, of course. So now it has a 12-inch narrow belt. Now 12-inch, 12-inch. Four-inch. This feels kind of underwhelming. Can I put more 6-inch guns on it? That is allowed. Can make it bigger. Can I then get another? Too many secondary guns. Too many secondary guns. It's not really going anywhere, I feel. 19,500. 26 inches. It's legal. It's super heavily armored. But now I need to fit even more mount graphics. Okay, give me 5. I suddenly realized that I had not, after all, given my battleships reliable engines. And not this one as well. I had no idea how that happened. That was not intentional. I've been talking about them as if they had reliable engines. So I could just do a Beowulf 3, just like that. But then soon, when we get the fire control, we cannot actually fit fire control. I think we will go up. We cannot have more heavy guns. Suppose we could fit more 6-inchers, or we could just increase our belt turret armor. $11. I don't think that's needed, to be honest. Is good enough for the conning tower. Anyway, wait. Slope deck. There we are. Let's just, sorry about this. Open this up. Reliable engines. Should have had that from the start. Slope deck. Significantly improves our protection. Okay, this can be Wotan then, Odin. And it has room, it needs room for like 3 fire controls and I think this is fine. Yeah, let's make the Wotan. Ship has an arrow belt, yeah. You know what they say? No shit, Sherlock. Slope deck, reliable. Very Hungary. Actually frees up quite a bit of picking no unused names. Okay. It will be Thunder. Can we somehow get an extra knot? That's 700 tons. Make it a 15,000 ton cruiser. The ship has a narrow belt, dangerously overweight. Yeah, we can reduce the number of guns, no problem, but otherwise it seems legal. We can dial back on the 3-inch guns. No, that's not going to make a big difference. Or let's keep just 8. Yeah, that fixes the problem. Let's make this look less horrible. Looks like they're on top of the bridge here, but they would presumably be underneath the bridge. Let's get some more armor. That was hideous. Yeah, I'll take that. I usually do this off screen, but why not just do it this once? It's fine. It's a little bit overweight there. Can we correct secondary guns? Yeah, we can make those. It's a little crowded, but okay, I'll allow it. No, that's not possible. Yeah. Donner. And then finally a light cruiser, I think. You cannot use slope deck on protected cruisers, so this protected cruiser is fine. You can now see that weight is actually, there is actual real difference between what we could get into this 10 years ago and now. We cannot go double sevens, that's not legal. We could go up to 6 and start giving them some splinter protection. Am I allowed to exceed 8,000? Yeah. So now we have now we have splinter protected 6-inch secondaries. I think this is a much stronger ship. And it has scrap armor, of course. So, on with the design work. Coastal raid. Yeah, okay. The first decline. Is it that weak? Cruiser battle here. Oh, of course, he sent everyone to the med. Oh my god. Okay, he accepted the cruiser battle. Passes the command check. Rearrange your force. 9 destroyers. You're familiar with this by now. I fear that this may well end like the previous one did, with absolutely no action. Okay. Let's try searching for a little while longer. No. Okay. That's fine, I guess. No, I don't want to continue searching. You can always view the map, but yeah, they just run in the opposite direction and the scenario ends before I can even try to engage. But okay, they had one destroyer, so fine. Gneisenau is commissioned. Oldenburg is commissioned. Enemy has sounded us out about a negotiated peace, with us gaining disputed border areas and some of their colonies. The Kaiser wants to know your opinion. Yeah, I'd welcome peace now, but not at any price. So let's not let them off cheaply. We should press for hard terms. Oh, yeah, they actually accepted. I hadn't expected that. Okay, fine. Considerable war reparations. What does that mean? Oh, value 8. Ooh, temptations. Here we can click stuff and we can center the map, but we can see because some of these might be hard to tell apart, but you can use Google Maps, so it would be fine. I can actually get some possessions in the Mediterranean if I want to expand. As is kind of tempting. I'm not going to Asia. We could also increase our South Pacific holdings. I could take all their South Pacific holdings if I wanted. That would make the South Pacific an important colony for us, colony area. But I think that it is too far away. The Indian Ocean is better, but if we run afoul with the Great British Fleet, and they were close west to us, so then it's not so great after all. We could take Corsica in the Med. We are allied with Italy. Maybe they won't like us going to the Med. I'm also not super keen on expanding our operations, but it feels like a good opportunity to sort of expand our. I think the Kaiser wants us to grab some holdings. I think he's pretty adamant about that. So if we are going to the Med, then we probably should. Algeria. I'd rather have Tunisia. That sits in a better location. Corsica also nice. It's there. Let's see if we grab Tunisia. Then we can expand our presence in the Indian Ocean. Then maybe we can do this. Madagascar. Then we could also do Djibouti. Not sure if this is smart, but let's do that. And the classic naval budget is considerably reduced. So maybe we won't be building so many new ships after all. Improved turret construction. ROF improvements for double turrets. Oh, that's pretty nice. We have quite a few double turrets. This is where I'm not 100% sure if I actually need to give my ships a rebuild to benefit from this, or if this is sort of automatically applied. I like to think that we need a rebuild because that makes the most sense. Still no fire control. Yeah, not now. Now we can see here these warning signs. That means we do not have sufficient tonnage on foreign stations because we now went ahead and we have a requirement in the Mediterranean, have more requirements in West Africa, more requirements in the Indian Ocean. So no, West Africa and South Africa are fine, but we need more in the Indian Ocean and we need more in our new holding in the Med. So we need 4,000 in each area. So let us look at that. These small ships, they won't help much. These we can mothball. But let's find a couple of cruisers, not the Valkyries. Let's take a couple of these Frauenlobs. Why are these? This one is a good administrator. Let's make this a foreign station and this to foreign station. Now, we have won our second war and we are going into the next century. So the time has come to say goodbye to these four. They have absolutely no role in our fleet. So the first scrap of the day. All right, we have less than 8. Okay, so we must wait a while. Fine. Let's mothball these legacy ships, all of them. And these destroyers, I suppose they could just stay active for the time being. No. Yeah. I don't know. Why is tonnage on foreign station not correct here? Do that instead? Ah, okay, I'm stupid. I'm super stupid. I just put my... Let's keep these active as well. Those are good ships. These two are going on foreign station. There has been an internal upheaval in Norway. If we play our cards right, we could add them to our sphere of influence. This may increase tensions, yeah, but we need a tension increase anyway. And we have quite a big active fleet in the north, in Northern Europe still, so that increases our chances of actually doing this. So let's give it a try. The place is under our administration. Yes. If you didn't know already, Norway is where I live. So now everything feels better and more secure. I think we will do this because now, not now. Now I think we reduced by 10%. I think that maybe was 20% before. No, I'm not sure. Improved turret construction, yeah. I imagine that should help with our rate of fire for double turrets. Yeah, I think it's improved. That's no, I'm in the wrong. I think that's the same as before. I don't think that tech really helped anything. I wish the techs were detailed more. You actually knew what they were doing, what they did. Our first 2 fortifications. Because this can get invaded. We don't want it taken away from us. And with this one. And we now have 1 colony, Djibouti and Madagascar. So now our basing is 55. So now we can actually have a fleet here in case of war. Our basing here is 70, so also acceptable. Tension with France is up, but they won't go to war with me soon. Oh no. Another war with France? Yeah, sure. They want another war. We must safeguard our interest, and if it leads to war, we are prepared to fight it. Go to the build screen. 1 härja. Honor. Water. At least now we have some ships building. Now we will order 1 more. And we will okay, let's try to start with that. We really need to reduce our reserve here. We have way too much money. Let's see if our crew quality is down the drain. Yeah. It quickly fell to poor. Let's keep the fleet this way, just for the moment. Okay, Italy is no longer our ally. Destroyers. The US is playing colonial power. Look at this. Tension with France is reduced due to the recent war twice. That's why I was so confident we could push the war button without it going to war. So save and copy game, and just one more year and we'll be in the 20th century. That would be cool. Yep. Here you can see the beautiful American possession in China. Sweet. I noticed that Spain tends to keep its colonies well into the next century, when starting in 1890, and very rarely does the US and Spain go to war. And thus Spain continues to have an influence in the Caribbean and the US does not. So I'm not saying that's a universal truth, but definitely a thing. So I think despite the high tension here, since we just defeated the French, they will try to keep out of war with us for a few more years, and the same with Russia. So unless we somehow get into trouble with the UK or Great Britain, I think we should be fine. No one else is in our home waters, so anyone else that gets cranky at us, it won't matter as much. I mean, what are they going to do? They cannot bring a massive battle fleet for any amount of time, because then they would be beyond their base cap, essentially. So it's not going to happen. But we have a little presence in the Med. So I had a little think, and I think the Kaiser, he changes his opinion a lot, but I think he wants us to expand our influence in Africa and the Indian Ocean. And if war ever comes with the UK, then we will try to seize Egypt. Egypt is 8 points, so we could get control of Egypt and thereby the Suez Canal. And then we wouldn't have to travel very far. Northern Europe, the Med, or West Africa. That's just one zone away. Same with the Baltic. And then there is one more zone to reach the Indian Ocean and Southern Africa. And the Indian Ocean will be relatively easy to not control, but to have a presence in, because if we control Egypt, we control the Suez Canal. We also get hold of Ceylon, but India, of course, we can never get hold of, because it's worth like 40 points. Yeah. Oh, that is sort of a vague future plan. And if we are going to expand in the Far East, I think we might as well go for these French possessions in the South Pacific. They are mostly worthless, except not Polynesia, but New Caledonia. That's actually worth 5 points, and it's pretty good. Let's see if there are any new oil events that we didn't notice. Great Britain, Russia, US, Austria-Hungary. Sumatra is neutral and oil producing. So if we got the chance, we could try for Sumatra. And Venezuela. Okay, I don't see that happening. Neither of those really will be happening, because we have no presence. Java, Sumatra, we have no presence in this sea area, so there's very little chance of us getting control of Sumatra. We will just have to wait until 1920, or maybe we will discover oil again in Eastern Germany. Happened in another game I had that was kind of fun, but it was October 2017 or something, so it didn't matter that much. Also a bit disappointed that we haven't gotten a cool event where we are no longer cautious. We can stand up to the Kaiser and get rid of the cautious trait. but maybe that doesn't happen in every game. I have had one more little think, and what I have been thinking about is my battle fleet. And I was going to scrap these dudes, but no, I think I may have changed my mind, and I think I'm going to move these guys into the Baltic instead, and just have them mothballed there. Basically all these guys, the Prince Heinrichs, they can at least go speed 20, and they have a decent-ish armament. So I will send these into the Baltic, and later I will that will increase my upkeep, of course, and then I will rearrange and these also go into the Baltic because they are so super slow. I also could produce 2 more of these colonial vessels that would take care of my colonial commitments, I think. No, this is 7,000. So I could do 2 and 2, and I need 4. No, so it would not completely satisfy the requirements. I need a total of 11, 15,000. I have 5 and 8, 15,000. How many 3,000-ton ships do I need? 8, 15, 7, so 2 is not enough. I would have to build 3 more. I don't have to do that, but I'd like to keep my combat ships around. On the other hand, we have all these mothballed ships now. Might as well use some of them. Yeah. Let's do this little rearrangement, and then we can send some of them. We can use these Danzigs, for example. Now that won't fully satisfy the requirement. Okay, we'll see what we do. We build one more. I'll build one more. And it is the August Felix Schultz. Why? Why is my Felix? Okay, so my more modern ship does not appear in the list. That's there is no point updating that build. So let's do one turn. Northern Europe has no admiral. Okay. So we don't have any. We don't have a single above average or better admiral. Wow, this is pretty laughable. He's above average. Good. Promote him. Can be promoted without prestige cost. Okay. Northern Europe. Reassign him to West Africa. Reassign to Northern Europe. What? I don't understand. Didn't I reassign him to the Central Pacific? That didn't work. Never mind. I don't understand this system. French Navy has the majority of their heavy ships in active status. Mobilize all our major ships in reserve. Maybe tension. I would welcome another war with France. No? It's fun. We look here. Tension with France drops because of recent war. They are terribly afraid of us at the moment. So, the Baltic. Mothballed. Division editor. Torpedo Division 7. Of course, we need to add the slightly obese Beowulf to class. And, yeah, we had a new cruisers as well. I had a look at the upkeep cost of mothballed, the mothballed ships, and it was very low. I decided not to scrap them just yet. Probably soon. Maybe we can just pause here and then I can just finish this work. Yeah, that took me a few minutes, but now I have reorganized it to Battle Fleet Atlantic with supporting forces, second battle squadron as core, Fleet Baltic is its own thing, two cruiser divisions, and a cruiser reserve with the decent legacy ships. And you can see this one is starting to slow in 10 years, so you can expect more of that. Cruiser reserve Baltic with the very slow ships. The decent legacy light cruisers, the newish cruisers, cruiser reserve, everything is in the Baltic. These are the bulged ones. And I put speed 24 destroyers in 5 groups of between 2 and 5 ships into the Baltic as well, just to more or less get rid of them. Then you can see that I basically need 12, 14 extra destroyers to fill out my order of battle here. These I won't fill out because these will go into trade warfare, trade protection eventually. So France is a chicken, they don't want to fight, and that's fine. I was supposed to build up my docks starting January, but we can start February. That works. 3 ships have finished working up. Yeah, so now we have 2 powerful cruiser squadrons with only 12,000 plus ton cruisers, with the Blüchers leading and the Bismarcks trailing. They are mostly the same. They are the same-ish speed, and the original Bismarcks only have 5-inch guns. The rest have 6-inch guns. And the cruiser reserve has the legacy cruisers. I think that's a better setup. Turn. Spanish. Okay, I was talking about the Spanish keeping their possession. Now there is a rebellion. 3 ships. Finally. Okay, we got the rangefinder. They really don't want to fight. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Now we can get the first event where we put our best fire control on ships that are still building. That can be very annoying because sometimes the game will sort of make a new variant for each ship. So you get the 1899 refit, not 1899A refit, and so forth. If that happens, I'm going to go into the save file and adjust the name, because the only difference between them will be the name. And this is just warning you there. Yeah, we cannot start building much more. We have mothballed the Baltic fleet. Scrap, not scrap. If you look at this, it's only a few hundred. So even if I scrap it, I'm saving very little money. But rangefinders, but don't get your hopes up. We won't be hitting a lot more. We will be hitting a little bit extra, but it will only be the main battery. The secondary battery is not affected. So this will be extra good for our cruisers. But for the battleships, it actually will not make much of a difference. So we could look into refitting them right away, and this is very annoying. You will then lose the good experience level, and then we might as well put them in reserve after. But it looks like there will be no wars anyway, so local only, central rangefinder. We could have 3. Having 3 doesn't help, except if you take battle damage. So having 3 is wise on big ships if you think they are going to take a lot of damage. Losing 1 is definitely possible. That happens quite often. Losing 2 is more rare. Losing 3 is very rare. Then your ship is probably in deep trouble. And also the difference between local and central is like a -10 to a 0 modifier, something like that. So it's not huge. So even if they knock out everyone, it's not going to be a huge difference. So top side, okay, of course, yeah, takes up a little space, but it's only 1, so We're gonna live with that. The blue shard, and we have one more blue shard. Just fix that one as well. And then we have the other two blue shards. Can just do the same. Then we can wait for those to finish before we fix the rest. Coastal batteries are done. The Spanish are granting the Philippines independence. Wow. Yeah. One commander and one captain are average, of course. I think that's the theme in this game, that German officers are not so impressive. 2 more months. Just press on. Yeah. The Kaiser again. He wants a palace. Of course. And it takes my budget. Takes my prestige. Increases tension. And you know what? We could use some tension right now so they don't suddenly take our money. France has secured Shanghai. Poor Chinese. Tension with France is reduced again. You can see, having won a war recently with one of your nemesis nations is going to actually benefit you in many ways. You can just keep pushing those tension events. You remember how careful I was at the start of 1890? This is different. Okay, let's the blue hues are here. So now they are fair. Now I will put them into reserve. Save the money. Now it's the Bismarcks. Rangefinder. It's fine. Do this, I will only go over some. And the last Bismarck is its own class, of course. That puts it into negative, but slightly overweight. We can live with that. We're going to put these on foreign station. And bring these two back home. It's time to minus 10 tons. Yeah, it's fine. Reserve. Now the majority of our fleet is going to be of poor experience anyway, so no point maintaining that elite core. We can secure the Liaotong Peninsula in China. Should we take the opportunity? This will be an important outpost for us, our empire. We'll lose prestige now. Okay. Okay, we have little colony in China. That is historically accurate, so cool. Revolution in African country, but now we don't see the tension hit from that previous event, so some nations could have gotten upset with us. Budget tension, prestige tension, send a squadron to bombard. I think we will join an international squadron. It's a middle choice. Yeah, the UK, Great Britain is fine with us. We don't care about Italy anymore. They're not allies. France will soon come down again, so also fine. For tonnage on foreign stations, that went south pretty quickly. Oh my god, yes, of course, foreign station, because Northeast Asia was a pretty big deal. Let's look at that colony. That was a, oh my god, it's Port Arthur. This actually has a value of 5 and a base capacity of 100. Oh my god. Oh, let's do 2 to begin with. That was it was more than I had bargained for. Area overview. Okay, so the Baltic. So we're lacking a few thousand, but we have plenty of old light cruisers. So if we take these 4 light cruisers and put them on foreign station, then it solves the problem. Great. They have a second life. They don't have to be fast to go on colonial patrols. This is great stuff. I'm unreasonably pleased about having Port Arthur. Yeah. Scandal involving Japan. Use it to embarrass Japan. Hush it up. No, I will hush it up. I don't want to get into a quarrel in Japan's home area. We are on the other side of the world. That won't end well. Base hardening. What's our research like? High on fire control. Yeah. High on destroyers. That's fine. Medium. Medium. High, high. No. Let's set high. Turrets. High. Low. Low. Let's focus on getting better turrets, better guns, and those 400-500-ton destroyers. Let's keep focused. Insufficient ships on foreign stations. I have an unlimited number of these little cruisers. I'm gonna put these 3 on foreign station as well. Finally, now we can actually develop -1 quality 11 and 12-inch guns. That's a huge deal because they fire faster and have way better range and penetration. The French have followed up with fire control systems. But first we have to research that gun, okay. We have 2 of each in production. Yeah. Active fleet. No. Reserve. I'm blind. Now we need to fix these guys. What? Suddenly these had changed to casemates and it gave us an error message about double gun mounts. AI was confused there. 53 tons, yeah. Can't change the narrow belt anyways. Intelligence report, new ship under construction, a battleship with 9 inches of belt armor and 0 inches of turret armor. I don't trust that. Anyone have their fleets out? Japan has a fleet. This has a fairly big fleet active. The UK has reserved almost everything. Yeah, I think we have maybe made this episode rather long-ish, so I think it's time to break it there. Until next time.